Warning! He looks completely at the police so that later there are no difficulties and he does not have to redo his project. It's not perfect. Many people know that Roblox is one of the most popular platforms for publishing games. I also wanted to make a game. But after delving a little deeper into the game engine, I realized that it is an outdated engine that will not be able to cope with realistic graphics. That's why I chose a cartoon anime style, especially an anime game on different topics in Roblox are very popular, but how amazed I was. Without seeing any anime graphics and ugly faces drawn on a model with a compressed quality. Also, I wanted to mention this person and his channel, because without him, I couldn't do anything. Channel, A Squared Animations. Video, Roblox Cell Shading version 2.0. This is a pretty cool way. It wasn't enough for me. But I had little idea that it could be better, and every day I looked for information on various forums, which turned out to be unsuccessful. I had already started experimenting. I couldn't sleep at night. It seemed possible, but I knew the proof that it was possible. But how? Over time, I had a clear goal that the object casting a shadow had hard shading and looked cartoony. And here she enters. The game, Guilty Gear. From Arcwork, ARC System Works. I tried to understand the technique and adapt this shader without Node Shader, but well, come on, in all game 2s there is an opportunity to edit and create new materials, but not this company hammered the bolt and left the children's way. Child, choose between assets. Yes, surface appearance is a good assumption, but this fucking thing it's not enough. Do not even apply neon, emission, for textures, only a solid color. If there was a chance you could use my secret Sposy with textures, you will have to spend time editing the model to use vertex color as it is compatible with neon. Preparing the model for the game. Now I should tell you how to reproduce this shading, but before that you should know what you have to do each time. Expectation. Reality.
Minutes later. 1 hour later. 2 hours later.
Delete the cube scene. Next, we need to import the model into Blender. If your model has textures, add them to the shaders node. Split the model if it is divided into different textures, i.e. materials. Next, we need good tools for editing vertex color, since Blender has few functions on this topic. The add-ons I use are Vertex Color Master and Vertex Color Plus. For the second add-on, there is an addition that can be downloaded here called Bake to Vertex Color. Choose Solid Mode, set Flat and Texture. It is not necessary, but you can duplicate your model and then take the color palette from it. As you can see, when I went into Vert Paint mode everything was white. That's normal because we haven't done anything yet. That is why we need to bake the color. Set diffuse color only, and depending on your texture quality, set the required resolution, but I choose 2048 pixels, then turn off smooth V colors and set delete bake image to V color name attribute. In principle, it is ready, but I finished the model itself by hand. If you don't have a texture, you can do without it. Now I'll show you the other tools available. If you press V in Vertex Paint mode, a menu will appear. There is a linear gradient, gradient, also circular gradient, and more. There is another menu if you enter edit mode but select attribute. Press Shift-C shows additional tools. Export. Each object must have one vertex color group. Select what you need, export. Press F4, choose the format you want, and I recommend FBX. We put in a scale of 0.01, it is convenient for the correct animation, and in principle, the correct scale works better with the engine. I showed you in the video that I selected the objects, so I click here to export without anything extra. I don't know, but if you have animations, they will work if you disable animation baking like this. Helpful hint, instead of changing these values each time, you can create a preset by clicking here. Well, you have already guessed that this is Roblox Studio. And now I just go to the avatar section and click on Import 3D. Finally, you have waited. After all the suffering, I will tell you how this method works. To explain everything clearly, I don't see an example of every game or other rendering engine that overlays an image, then blends them using various masks and matrices and outputs the image. Since there are no such tools at work, we use an alternative. Well, for clarity, I will show the Spoksatko in Photoshop, and then in the Roblox. Well, we have a simple screenshot made in Roblox Studio, then I duplicate it and change the material of that screenshot, change the transparency, and you have seen the magic of compositing. We try it in Roblox. When you imported the model, it was arranged in a collection, which is what you called your project. Open it, arrange it again and rename it to Light, duplicate the collection and rename it to Neon. The names are optional, this is just for clarity. Select everything in the collection, change the material to Neon and put it in transparency 0.15. In the Light collection, I also need to change the material to Smooth Plastics. You've probably already noticed that it doesn't look like cel shading. To fix it, we'll change the lighting in the scene. Just rewrite these values. Everything is fine, you just need to do the same with the floor. I also want to remove the fog and extra effects. Still, you can disable bloom or not. Go to the Roblox Studio settings and set level 19. Ready. Besides, you can combine materials and colors. Now it will be even more difficult. I set the scene so that if the brightness level of the color of the material in the light collection is increased, then additional smoothing is added. You can still duplicate the collection for the third time, but change the material to metal or glass, creating a new material. If you do not need smoothing at all, increase the value here to 255 and you will get rid of it. Next, the shadows. I don't know why, but they are ugly. To fix this, I found the optimal value of 0.93, but you can leave them as they are or turn them off altogether.